In the house of dark.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, man.
Nice lighting.
Thank you.
Got like nice angles going on. You got side lighting.
Yeah, it looks really professional. It totally looks like I'm not sitting in bed because my office has been taken over by small children watching Frozen. So,
First or the second?
first, my son is obsessed with the first Frozen. Sure.
That song is so good. Well, the second, it's the second. No, it's the second movie where the song's good.
Yeah, the Into the
Aurora.
Unknown.
It's so that hook, genius.
Yeah, man. She lightning struck twice with her. Anyone would think she knows what she's doing. Hey.
And it's got a good message, like with the native people, like trying to free the river. Like it's pretty good. I'm almost saying whoever's Disney's hiring to write some of these, I'm like, okay, like you're a big corporation, it's a lot of shit going down, but you're doing some good art for the kids.
Yeah. It's like all these weird conservative types who were freaking out when the Wiggles announced their new, very diverse lineup. And I'm like, they're an almost $1 billion company. Like, I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, fully.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Mate, I actually just got out of my gym listening to Kali Yuga was the soundtrack to my session.
Where did you get up to?
The whole thing.
Sweet. You
Yeah.
got the hour gym in. I think it's like a 45-minute record. So you would have got, yeah, sweet.
Right to the was it the end 2033 and the numbers that
Yeah.
What a finish, man.
Yeah, thank you for listening. It's meant to be listened to top to bottom. Like that's the journey that it was meant to be. So I appreciate you for doing that. Thank
No
you.
worries, man. No, there's no point skipping. The opening itself, just Crisis by itself, is like a single just right there. It's awesome. The little drum and bass loops in it reminded me of Atari Teenage Riot. Am I showing my age here? Or
Well, no, you're not. It was intentional to like to tap back into the 90s. There was an intentional like just that riding energy that used to be so, I don't know, it feels like it was more prevalent back then. We're just like setting it off. Whether it be Rage, Prodigy, as you said, it's like it's just tapping into that angsty energy that all is not okay, and it needs to be in the fury of drum and bass.
absolutely. So a carbon neutral album.
Yeah.
Go you. How
Thanks,
wow.
man. Yeah, it was a process, good learning process. Hey, just seeing what produces more carbon, like, flying versus a shitload of driving. Oh, actually, a small plane is way worse than a shitload of driving, even still. And so like the flying just took up, I think it was like 60 or 70% of the entire record was just in the flying to America and back. Even though we drove like thousands and thousands of miles, it still was like it just beat it by so much. And I knew it was going to be more, but not that much. So it's a good process to undergo and sort of, build a bit of awareness and accountability in our creation.
Yeah, man. So going off to the side of this, you also developed a film called Green is the New Black. What can you
Yeah.
tell us about this?
Yeah. Premiered on the weekend, soft premiere, like a soft launch just to our little cinema here in Byron. But it was part of a film festival, and it's going to another film festival in January. And like we only finished the export of it on Friday. So like we got it into these festivals just based on the trailer because they were so pumped to have it. So I don't know I don't know what kind of life it's going to take on or how people are going to see it. But I know that in 2022, there will be a way that it will be seen. And it's just a big juicy story of what we went through around the record. Because it's not just about the album itself, but it's just the human things that went down as well before and after, as well as like what the world went through. So it's been a big journey of not touring and having to take on these new ways of learning.
You seem to have. I've been stalking your Instagram for most of the afternoon, and I've noticed obviously you've got a pretty profound connection to the wilderness and whatnot. What does it bring to your mental health? Like, I noticed at one point you were like, "Look, sorry guys, I'm putting the phone down. I'm essentially going bush for about a week. Fuck off. I'll see you later."
Yeah.
What does that do for you?
What does it do for me? Well, it does. I mean, aside from bringing complete balance, you know what? It's the, I'm going to try and put it in a digestible way, but there's so much going on in nature. Like to look at a forest that's really, quiet and still and to say, oh, it's so peaceful. I mean, it is, but there's actually so much going on. Just it's moving in a different rhythm. And I find I can find myself in my silence within all of that. And when I can access that silence, I can access my own power. I find my power in silence. So for me, moving through those landscapes and feeling empowered when I can also go, oh, I can make fire out of that. That could be a shelter. That there's food there. There's water there. I feel like abundance. I feel really held, and there's less noise, kind of fracturing my field. So yeah, I'd say I'm a sensitive. Like I'm sensitive to that sort of stuff, but I've also got an ability to switch it on and off. And forest just enables me to sink back into where I'm actually at. That answers your question.
Yeah, no, I've spent several years in military service as well. So yeah, being I have a slightly different relationship to the bush that you probably like it a lot more than I do. But yeah,
Yeah,
the silence out there can be deafening, and like
yeah,
the stars when you're away from the city and you look
yeah.
up and
Well, it'll start to instantly bring up whatever's going on that can be uncomfortable because all of a sudden it can just come out because there's all this space and it's like I don't like being with myself if that's what you're going through, or it can be this is the opportunity to look at that stuff and just address it and just move through it and not get out of the way, but just get past it to the juicy stuff where you can just be. And it's not always easy, especially after like a month of touring, let's say. You've been like, your adrenals are high. It's just like used to being around people and like saying hey and blah blah blah. And whilst the forest feels like a good idea, you go to that and it's like, what do I do? Like I'm so like,
yeah.
but you move through that stuff and it just like you feel kind of held. So the bush has taken a new relationship for me. Yeah.
Do you find it hard to avoid getting eaten by our wonderful wildlife?
Eaten. We're talking about like what'll eat us? Just the bugs, you
The
mean?
bugs, snakes, the standard Australian fare.
Well, get eaten by shit. I feel that way more in America. Like, yeah, and I've been on a few things. I've been, coyotes and like mountain lions and bears. Like that to me is the getting eaten stuff here. Unless you're in croc country, it's like okay, don't step on a snake, but like they're not out to get me. Mosquitoes and leeches are just annoying. Like, I mean, if we go back to creation, it's like, hey, can we just do these guys? Do they ticks and stuff? But they've got a role, and so yeah, just been like trying to develop an awareness. Like it's been pretty amazing. I'll have like a tick on my back, and I'll just get it before I'm like, oh, got it before it's even embedded. But I don't always get it right.
Mate, making a carbon neutral album, making fire from rubbing sticks together, and crafting your own longbow. Have to ask, are you preparing for the apocalypse? And if so, can I come stay with you?
Aren't we already in the apocalypse? And yeah, you can come. If you got military skill, let's go.
Yeah.
No, we're not in apocalypse, and I'm not preparing for it. It's more like, yeah, again, like these skills. The bow is made out of spotted gum. The fire is made out of materials out there. It's like it's just developing a deeper relationship with the bush, so it's not so alien anymore. And I'm starting to feel even more and more at home with it. And that's more the practice than preparing for an event that may never happen. But if the event should ever happen, I mean, we're not under the illusion that it will never happen. Some people, I think, it's possible. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Then sure, come hang out and we'll do our best.
I think between them, it was either them when they switched on the Large Hadron Collider or when David Bowie died. I swear one of those two was holding the fabric of the universe together, because look at what has happened in the last 5 years.
Gotta be David Bowie.
He mate, you're kicking off a very busy 2020 with 2022.
Feels like it's still 2020 extended. Yeah.
May as well be. It's been that long since I've been in a mosh pit, so I'm looking forward to seeing you.
It's basically, what is it? Someone said it's 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus two.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you're kicking it off with Full Tilt. Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
Like other than seeing, I mean, I want to see all my friends. full stop. You know what? It's for me. It's actually Alpha Wolf because they were like it was 2 years ago. We did Never Say Die tour, and they were just in the middle of the lineup, and they were like doing really well, but they were still in that like it felt like they were in that they're just about to like really step into their form, and they hadn't released their record yet. And now that the record's out, and they've just kind of I can feel this like pent up. They just it's their time, like just get it out. So I reckon there's going to be a bit of unleashing there that I want to see, where they're fully stepping into their full form. So I'm going to go with Alpha Wolf.
Mate, the battle vest is ready. I am ready.
That's sick.
I am ready to go.
Oh, look at that thing. That's great. In Germany, like that's just the norm. Everyone's got a battle vest, and it's just like stories, and it's like, yes. And if people can't, like, do you have a like, where's your, basically saying, where's your like a patch, but where's your story to put on my thing? Like, if you don't have one, it's like, what? Like, you know what I mean? It's like a band not having a shirt. It's like, where's the patch?
100%. Yeah, I've seen some amazing galleries from like Grass Pop and all of those, and Varken, and there's just hundreds of different ones, and I just became obsessed with it, so I thought I'd make my own.
Good.
You guys will be the first mosh pit I have been in since 2019. I cannot wait. So
yeah, I'm looking for those military arms throwing down, just doing friction fire and just like all the shit in the mosh pit. Bows.
I'm 6'7", so I'm going to stand. You're going to be able to see me.
Yeah, sick. Which one are you going to go to?
Say again, sorry?
Which full tilt?
I'll be at Brisbane.
Brisbane, yeah.
Yes. Cool. So very much looking forward to it. Mate, lastly, I don't know. I'm sure Janine's tracking time. She'll interrupt if you need to be. Lastly, what is the concept behind Dogma? And as the 90s song goes, are dogs really the best people?
Our dogs really the best people. They're definitely our best friends, for sure. Dogma, what's it about? Is that what you said? That first question?
Yes, sorry. Well, the concept of the
it was, look, when I first heard the riffs the guys were writing, it was just like, this is pure fun. And like, it's got a standardness in it's like, it's not breaking totally new ground. And so the only way that I could fully sink my teeth into it, pardon the pun, is like, it needs to have this fun element and a bit of a challenge. So it was like, dogs are the fucking best. Let's theme the entire song on dogs and really like dive into that. So we were barking like in the, literally like the growl, like, give us your best growl. Like, it just got our guitarist doing backup vocals, and we had so much fun with it, and that really, I think, translates into the performance and how even the guitars are performed on it. And then going, all right, guest vocalist, let's get Alpha Wolf. They're in the canine family. Let's do that. So we just went like, we just doubled down and then doubled down again and just went, let's just have some fun with it. So yeah. Awesome. And there's some hidden stuff in there with what the world's going through in dog ways. If you look into it, you can take it how you want.
They probably loved the pandemic. We were home all the time.
It's true. Yeah, they got fed a lot and patted a lot. Lots of walks. They were walking us though. Yeah.
No worries. Jake, thank you very much for your time today, mate.